Hey guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to share with you guys my summer TBR. So before I even jump into it, I feel like I kind of have to explain myself a little bit because I don't typically do TBRs. Here recently, within like the last year or two, I've been doing fall TBRs, and I feel like it's easier for me to stick with a fall TBR because the fall time is one of my favorite times of year to read. Coming in at a close second is summer. Now, the reason why I don't typically do TBRs is because I am the true definition of a mood reader. The minute I set aside like so many books to read, it's like my brain wants to do the opposite and read everything outside of what I just said I wanted to read. So that's why I don't typically do TBRs, because I feel like it adds unnecessary stress to myself. But I am going to do a summer TBR because I have quite a few books that I want to read this summer, and the ones that I'm going to share with you guys today are the 10 books that I want to prioritize. Now, I do have a couple of mystery thrillers, some horror. I also have a couple of fantasy in here as well. Now, majority of these do give summer vibes, but I do have a couple in here that aren't necessarily like summer reads, but they are books that I am excited about and I want to get to them before the summer ends. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first three books that I want to share with you guys are arcs that I have received from the publisher that are definitely summer vibes, and I want to get to them before the summer is over. But we're going to go ahead and start with Summer is Never Over by Darby Bozeman. This is actually published on June 9th, and currently I am about halfway through. But in this one, we are following this girl, Greer, whose mother has passed away. And her mother was like the owner of this really popular summer camp in Georgia. It's like a summer camp that everybody wants to send their kids to. But like 5 years prior, there was a tragic fire that killed our main character's friend, Steph. And so now that she's back at this camp and it's about to be reopened, she actually wants to try to figure out what exactly happened that night. And the story kind of takes off from there. Like I said, I'm about halfway through. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself at this point, but this is one that obviously I want to read before the summer is over. Another arc that I have that's also kind of giving like summer vibes. This is Queen Witch Rising by Savannah Stevens. I think this is adult fantasy, and this is a debut book by this author. And just a little blurb, it says, a reclusive witch who fled the burden of her bloodline rises to be the greatest among them in the lush and haunting fantasy debut. I have seen a lot of buzz about this book over on Instagram, and it seems like a lot of people who have been able to read this early have really been able to enjoy it. I don't think this is published yet, or if it is published, it probably just came out. But I'm really excited about this, especially because I love stories about witches. And let's give a shout out for this cover because I am in love with it. And the last arc that I want to prioritize for the summer, this is The Night Hunter by Natalie Moss. This one is on sale July 28th. So I have a little bit of time to read this one before it is published. But this one says, in a remote corner of South African bush, two sisters reunite to bury a family secret once and for all, but when they're stranded among the wild animals, they find a predator far more dangerous. This one I'm really excited about because I've seen so many movies about people being like stuck in the Sahara or desert, and there are like lions or tigers after them. There's quite a few movies about that. And I have enjoyed almost every movie that I've seen that deals with that. I have never read anything about that. So I am really excited to get to this one. Fun fact, when I got sent to this from the publisher, it actually came with like some Polaroids, I guess maybe are supposed to like depict scenes from the book. It came with quite a few, but like they were pictures like this, which I thought was a cool, nice touch. But this book definitely screams it is perfect for the summertime. Now, the next few books, these are books that I've just had on my shelf. Some of them are new, some of them I've had them for a while, but these are books obviously that I am excited for. But we have Nightmare of a Trip by Maureen Kilmer. I'm excited about this because I have read another book by this author called Suburban Hell. That one was a horror book. This is also horror. And I just thought the other book that I read from them was really funny. but also creepy at the same time. And this one kind of gives the same vibes. So we're following this family who is about to go on a road trip and then make a pit stop. And after that stop, as they continue to go on this road trip, they find out that something creepy is actually following them. I cannot wait to read this one. I've had this one for a little while, so definitely we'll get to it this summer. Another one that I've had, and this is an author that I really have wanted to read something from because I've heard nothing but good things, but this is Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. This is another adult horror, but just a little blurb from the back. It says, on a creepy island where everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994. But if my memory serves me correctly, I think this woman's son goes missing. She gets like a letter or note or something and knows that he went to an island, and so she goes to find him on the island, but everybody on that island is like stuck in 1994. Sounds like a good time to me. Then we have a new release for this year. It's called Escape by Stephen Fishback. Now, I was really intrigued with this one, and it's one that I really want to get to this summer, is because it has like two things that I really enjoy. It's about a reality TV show and it's told in a lot of mixed media. I think a lot of it is like, well, not a lot of it, but some of it has like the transcripts from the show. And I love that. But this one is about this guy who's kind of like a washed up reality TV star because of a scandal. And so he gets invited to be a part of a new reality TV show where all of these people have to survive, but things turn dangerous when it's supposed to, I guess, start off as them just trying to survive and win the competition or whatnot. It turns a little bit more dangerous. So I'm really intrigued by this. I haven't heard anybody say anything about this one, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but maybe that's a good thing. The next one that I have here is a fantasy. I've had this one on my shelves for quite a while. This is The Adventures of Amina El Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. I have been wanting to read something from this author. I have their series City of Brass. I have not gotten to that, but this one just screams summertime. So I'm not really a fan of like fantasy stories that take like place on boats. I don't know what it is about a boat that just kind of like turns me off. But lately I have been reading stories about people on boats and I've seemed to have gotten over it. So in this one, it says that this is part of a new trilogy of magic and mayhem on the high seas, and this tale of pirates, sorcerers, forbidden artifacts, and ancient mysteries, and one woman's determined quest to seize a final chance at glory and write her own legend. Now, everybody that I have seen review this, especially when it came out a little while ago, everyone seemed to really enjoy this one. I'm not sure if it's like the best place to start with this author, but this is where I'm going to start. This is what I'm going to read from this author this summer. Now, these last three books that I want to prioritize for the summer, they don't necessarily scream summertime to me, but these are books that I would like to read before the summer is up. The first one we have here is Mad Mabel by Sally Hempworth. This is a new release for this year, and I'm pretty sure it's just a thriller like the rest of her books are. So in this one, we're following this like 80-year-old woman, Mabel, who was like the youngest convicted murderer in Australia. And that is all that I need to know. It definitely reminds me of the book that I read last year by Samantha Downing called You're Too Old for This. And I really enjoyed that one. People have said if you like that one, then you will enjoy this one. So I'm excited about this, especially because I've heard nothing but good things about this one. Another one that I have heard nothing but rave reviews about. I have not heard a single bad thing about this book. This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. This is another thriller and it involves some podcasters, and that is a buzzword for me. Anytime a book deals with like a podcast or a podcaster specifically, I want to hurry and pick that up. So this one says, best friends Benny and Joy like to say they've been saving each other's lives since the moment they met. Until the day Joy disappears and Benny is suspected of her murder. I don't want to know too much more going into this one, but I am really excited for this one and I hope it lives up to the hype. So then the last one that I have here that I would like to prioritize for the summer, we have It's Not Her by Mary Kubica, another thriller. This is another one that I have heard really good reviews about. It, the cover doesn't scream summer, but when I look at the blurb, I guess it is perfect for the summertime because these people are on family vacation. So this says Courtney's tranquil family vacation is shattered when she hears a blood-curdling scream from the lakeside cottage next door. She finds the lifeless bodies of her brother and sister-in-law, and her teenage niece Reese is nowhere to be found, while her nephew Wyatt lies asleep upstairs unharmed. I really hope that I enjoy this one. I have only read one other book by this author, and that was Local Woman Missing. Really enjoyed that one. I hope I enjoy this one too. So, those are the 10 books that I would like to prioritize this summer. Of course, there are a whole bunch of other things that I want to read as well, but hopefully, I can get through these 10. If you guys have read any of these, please let me know your thoughts down below. If there are books that I should prioritize over other ones that I have here in my stack, please let me know that down below as well. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.